tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
I'm a little delayed, honey. Hey, hello. Ooh, not like that. Hello. Hello. Oh, I hate when I. Oh, wait a minute, honey. That belt came in the middle of my singing and carrying on. That was okay. Good evening. Hello to all my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, my tea leaf readers, and my tea baggers, honey. What's your tea? What is your tea, darlings? It's another glorious day, people, honey. I know you have all of your crumpets together, my darling, because you know what time it is, honey. It's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meat. What's up? Oh, baby, honey, I've had such a trying week at the donut factory, okay? And I've got to get my head in the right space. You know how we sit back and we have to get everything together in your mind and all that, because we're going through a paradigm shift on the donut at the donut factory, okay? Management, honey, is really going through a lot of changes to carrying on and turning over. You know, we got departments turning over. We got brand new faces coming up in here. And it seems as though, you know, we're just in peril at the moment. So trying to be there and trying to remain there. August of this year would be 10 years that I would be at this particular place of employment. Okay? So it's like, okay, want to hold out, you know, to make the 10-year mark, and it'll be a bitch mark for me, you know, being on the same job for such a long period of time, right? So I'm looking forward to being there and et cetera. But sweetheart, they are making it so difficult, because it's like we're at the point now to where we have to make up our minds. Either we're going to, you know, deal with it or not deal with it, honey. You understand? It's like, oh my God. And when you're going through growing pains and, you know, you just can't throw in the towel because it's difficult. You have to weigh it out. But we've been difficult now coming out of the lockdown, child. So that was 3 years ago. Okay. And it's like, really? You know what I'm saying? Lord have mercy. And the sad thing is that I'm in, you know, this is hospitality. And the hotel industry really has not come out of or have fully recovered from the lockdown. Okay. There's still still a lot. I know we're one of them, still don't give room service. Our housekeeping department and stuff, you have to request housekeeping. You know, before you come in daily or whatever, but you got to request housekeeping now. You know, which is ridiculous in some regards, right? But a lot of hotel chains are still the same way. The staffing got cut in half and things. We still don't have room service. You know, their whole department has been phased out right now. So it's like, okay, what are we doing, right? We still have not fully recovered. And because of that, you know, it's taken a toll. However, and things, you know, it is what it is, right? But listen, today, honey, we're going to get into a few things that I should have come to you guys last week about. But last week, honey, we got a little that way, honey. I had a busy weekend, and you know, I was running here, running there, and carrying on, and I couldn't get to you guys because you know, we had the game, we had this, we had that, and I couldn't get to you guys here. So I said, okay, we will bring it to you now, right? And now there's some other developments, I think, that has come along the way. And because it has, honey, it's given me a little sharper perspective on a few things, right? But we're going to get into some. I call today's show, the title of today's show is, I'm about sick of all these damn church children. Okay, I'm about sick of them. I really am. I really and truly am. Okay, it's becoming a nuisance. And I say that because I try to be as neutral as possible and accept everybody for where they are, right? Most folks are in a place where, you know, we've all grown up traditionally, okay, when it comes down to religion. Us as Black folks and carrying on, honey, we know what Christianity is in America, okay? We know that Christianity is the religion that was given to us, okay, by the slave master and this, that, and the other, and blah, blah, blah. We were told how to believe in God and this, that, and the third, and what scriptures were supposed to be, and we were taught that. And so over the generations, honey, a lot of what we know to be church has been regurgitation, okay? Grandmama said this, great-grandmama said this, so then my mama said this, and so now, you know, it's all that. And we keep preaching we need to learn relationship, but yet relationship is not what we want. What we want, or I should say what they want total commitment. They want you to, what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for? It's not reconcile. That's not the word. What's the word, Jesus? But anyway, they want you to upset everything about you and conform. That's what it is. They want you to conform to this way of thinking and carrying on. And if you don't conform to that, then something's wrong with you. But yet at the same time, they teach you need to have relationship with God, because your relationship is better than religion. Your relationship with God is better than, but if they disagree with what they think your relationship is, then it becomes a problem. Okay. And I'm under the mindset that where I'm getting real tired of it now, to where I'm about ready to shut it all off, to where we don't listen to none of it anymore. Okay. Since I don't subscribe to organized religion anymore, I've gotten away from it. But there are certain things to where when I hear something, I can still vibe with it because it still agrees with me, right? I don't mind learning and teaching, because you could teach and learn from any and everybody. There's one thing about the biblical stories that it teaches you, honey, is that God uses any and everything. Because if a jackass can talk, child, according to how they teach it, if a jackass can talk, then anybody can. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the fact that these folks are saying it. It's the confines of which they want you to believe it. And they want you to believe it the exact same way, and this way and that way. And it's got to be this and it's got to be that, or you are wrong. There is no in between or whatever. They're just saying you wrong. It's not that, oh, okay, you have a different perspective, you just wrong. It's not that the message didn't hit you that way. You just automatically wrong. Okay. What's going on, Michael? How you doing, baby? Thanks for coming up in. So that's what a lot of what we're dealing with, you know. And what's going on? Hey, baby. So a lot of that is what's going on, right? And so now, I don't know what this is, but have you got, I don't know if y'all following anything. I don't follow this stuff. It's just that it comes into my timeline, okay? I sure as hell did. Okay, did you just call me a jackass? Honey, if the shoe fit, okay? I don't know what size shoe you wear. You know, jackasses don't usually wear horseshoes like that. So, you know, but what I am saying is to all these damn children, I'm about real tired. I was about real tired. Okay. Now I don't know, and I don't follow this. What's his name? Pastor Geno Jenkins or Jennings or whatever the hell his name is. Okay. Lately, okay, he has been on this kick, right? He has been on this kick every time it's coming up into on my YouTube feed. Every damn day or something, he on this homosexual kick. And I'm like, oh, okay, where we at with this? Okay, because usually, you know, we get these, the church usually do those particular sermons, honey, you know, once a quarter. You know, every 3 to 4 months, honey, you're going to get, you know, not Adam and Eve, not Eve and Yvette, but, you know, not Adam and Steve, but, you know, y'all know what I'm saying. Oh, but I don't, and I was trying to listen. See, I'm one of these people who believe that if you listen to it, you know, if you call them enemies or whatever the case may be, honey, you need to pay attention to what your enemies are talking about, honey. You need to learn, because they may come from a different perspective. But whatever, rhetoric, and once I start to hear it, I don't necessarily tune it out. I just know what to expect. But then when it starts going into that particular area to where it starts to become poison to me, I stop. I say, okay, I can't take no more. And this, that, and the other, right? So that's okay, right? But that's Jennings, or Gene. I'm just gonna say Gino, because I know that's his first name, Gino. But we're gonna get into this right now, because see, on the internet, Churren, I want to talk about the prophetess, the grand prophetess, honey. This heifer tickles me. She tickles me, honey. She just tickles the shit out of me. Okay. And again, see, we've all been playing this, and it's been all everywhere and carried on. The thing of it is that I'm trying to find the entire sermon, where it comes from, because I want to hear what happened before this clip, and I want to hear what happened after this clip, so I can put it in total context. But the message that this particular clip gives speaks enough to where it gives me material, okay, to speak from. So let's go here to the prophetess, the grand prophetess, okay, the right prophetess, Miss JUANITA BYNUM. Okay, can we go here? Let's do this.
Brothers, we wearing our pants too tight. Them little bitty suits is worrying me. Them ones that's high waters that's cut all up in here till we can count how many you got down there. Something is wrong. Little jackets that's too little, look like you just put on little Ray Ray's clothes or something and came to church. I'm not hearing y'all talk to me. To the point, even your little dance scare me. The way you shout scare me. Your knees too close to be a man. Oh, I'm not getting nobody to talk to me right here. Maybe I gotta look down here on the monitor, because let me get tipping when you shout. Open up your legs and shout like a man. Y'all better come on here and say something. Y'all up here shout like girls and the women shout like dudes. Yeah. That's it. Close your legs up. You a woman. Where is our difference? The Bible said put a difference. A difference.
All right. All right. I'm trying to make it make sense, okay? Let me start by saying this part. There's a little bit of this that I agree with, okay? I want y'all to hear me, because anytime I say something in this particular area, if I say it, then there must be a problem. And for those of you who don't realize what I'm about to say, You have to understand me. I am one who believes that men's clothes are too fucking, they're just too basic for me, okay? Men cannot experiment with color and carry it on. We got 5 colors, okay? Black, brown, navy, a deep dark burgundy, and a charcoal gray, okay? Those 5 colors are supposed to be standard for men. Those are masculine colors, okay? I'm also one who experiments with style and cuts and carrying on, you know, with me being in entertainment or whatever. I like to experiment with it. I like dome and sleeves and carrying on men's clothing and this and another. I like flowy things and all that kind of stuff, but that's me, okay? Most men don't, okay? But lately, the way that men's fashions have been, if I say and got to look at it and question and said, is that a man's coat? If I got to look at you and I got to figure out what the fuck it is, then there's a problem. Okay. If I'm looking at it crazy, because I'm coming in wanting it to be crazy, right? Because men stuff, as males, men have never been taught to experiment with themselves, right? Men have never been taught this. And our masculinity has been so caught up in what the image or what the perceived image of what being hard, being strong and all that, what it's supposed to be, to where we have allowed society to tell us what colors are masculine. Men don't wear this color, men don't wear that color, blah, 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 blah. We have allowed ourselves to say what is and what ain't a man, right? So anytime I come in, see the kind of man that I am, and this is not because I'm rainbow either, okay? But because I experimented, because I like to express myself in different ways or whatever, most men will see my flair or whatever as that. It's just a flair, okay? It's a little too much, right, for their taste, and that's fine. But if somebody like me got to question style and carry on, I got to look at it funny, I'm like, ooh, they started to do a lot with men's clothes nowadays to where a lot of men's shirts are cut on a dress pattern. Okay, I started noticing that just before the lockdown. Okay, this one particular guy, I thought that the dude was from up north somewhere. I'm like, oh, he got to be from New York or something, because he came in and he had a cow neck shirt on or whatever. And I mean, it was bumping. It was bumping. But I said, wait a minute. You know, I'm looking at it because of my costumers who you know, I work with him, but working with my clothes. I'm looking at the cut of the dress, and I'm looking at how, like, it has side cuts and it got the oval, you know, this little, it wasn't a straight cut. It had the little piping or whatever to accent the hip line or whatever. And I'm like, that's a dress cut, right? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay. And so then immediately I thought that he was Rainbow Children, right? I thought he was one of the tribe, right? I'm like, okay, until his girlfriend came up. And I was like, oh shit, wait a minute. Okay. Then I started going, I went to the store. This is where Gen X was still, when it was open. And I went into that particular store because I used to go there, excuse me, to buy, you know, I would get fabulous little shirts and this and that. But then I went up in there, and then all of a sudden I'm looking at what was in the men's department. And what was in the men's department, they had these are printed pants or whatever, and it was what was on the pants that made me question. I'm like, this ain't men's wear. What the fuck? It had the little smiley faces, you know, the happy face and shit. And then the Candy Crunch, what's the little game, the Candy Crunch, little diamonds and things, all on the pants. And I'm like, and where the clothes were, I thought it was it was a spillover because we were, you know, you got the aisle that separated. Women's clothes are here, men's clothes were here. And where this particular set of clothes were, I thought it was a spillover and that they had just put the women's clothes over here. And I said, oh, okay, this must be, you know, they ran out of room over there. These are all men's clothes. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, wait. I don't know a straight man that's going to walk around and they were sweatpants, you know, the jogging pants and carrying on. I don't know a straight man that's going to walk around with a smiley face like that all over him, especially if he got junk in the front and the back. He's not going to have no damn Candy Crunch diamonds and shit on his dick and on his ass like that. Who came up with this? You know, and mind again, if I'm questioning this, if I'm questioning this, then okay, it's like, okay, wait a minute, where we at, okay? And I'm saying all that to preference the first part of what the prophetess Juanita BYNUM was talking about, where she said, you know, brothers, your suits are worrying me. Now, number one, here's the thing, why is it worrying you? Okay, let's talk about that first. Why is it worrying you? And you sitting up there looking like Cousin It with all this goddamn hair on your head. Why is it worrying you that the brothers are coming up in there and we don't, you know, skinny jeans became a thing. Now we done went to just flat out, you know, skin tight. They're not even skinny jeans anymore. Everything is form fitting. Okay. You got high water pants for men and carrying on, which back in the 80s, when we used to call it the prep look. Remember when we were in school and we'd be a preppy, you know, you had the bulky sweater with the ankle high we call pedal pushers, jeans with the penny loafers and carrying on, you know, it was the whole little collegiate prep look, right? Well, we now know when fashion comes back around, it has now, you know, we went to the 2.0. So now that particular look now has filtered down to where it's in the dress pants, it's in the this, it's in the that. It's this whole Gen X, millennial, whatever, wherever. I heard now there's a Gen Alpha, Generation Alpha, whatever the hell. I don't know. I don't keep up with all of that. But we're there. So now they're trying to turn it around to make it look like something again, right? So now here she's talking about being in the church, and let me stress that because she's saying this about being in the church. You know, while you're upsetting me in the church, it's upsetting me here, and you're coming in with clothes on, with like, you know, took little Ray-Ray's coat on or whatever. Okay, so you know they got bolero jackets and stuff for me and carrying on. Back in the day, in the 80s, honey, that used to be the thing. We had a little bolero jacket. You know, you had a little fedora on, a wide brim fedora, or you know that had the little string because you was able to wear it around your neck, and then you had the string. Remember the cord ties or whatever that we had with the little medallion, you know. And see that was already a look. So she said that's worrying her. Okay, and I'm oh, excuse me, I don't know where the hell this cough was coming from. And I'm like, okay, girl, I'm halfway with you there. Okay, but why is it worrying you? Okay. Why is it worrying you? Because back in the day, honey, when we were coming up in there with all the colors, see, when we were coming up in there with all our colors and carrying on, see, you called all the queens out because most of us was in the choir anyway. We come up in there with our yellow suits and our royal blue suits and carrying on with matching handkerchiefs and things. That was okay. Now the suits are too tight and it's worrying you. Okay. But here's the part that fucking got me, and I'm like, okay, here we go with this masculine shit. Okay. Wait a minute. What is this? So are you saying the fashion industry is feminizing men's clothing? Yes, I am. I am saying that. And I think they have not found the happy medium, because one of the things about understanding fashion and pushing the envelope, because I don't mind pushing the envelope, is just that there are certain things that it's like, okay, wait a minute, honey, y'all don't. And that's why I'm saying, for me to say that, me and everybody me, I am the androgynous one, honey. I'm the one who will wear a woman's captain and some men's pants with my purse, okay, and walk down the street just as bold and beautiful, honey. I've done it all through Detroit and carrying on, and then I outgrew it. Oh, that day, when that day came, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. Oh, it hurt my heart. But I knew I was coming out of that particular phase, okay? But yes, the fashion industry, as far as men's clothes are concerned, and as far as I'm seeing it, and I'm sure everybody else is seeing it too, because we're able to sit down and say, no, that's a little too much for me. And it's not so much as it being a gay thing or whatever, but what has happened, society want to label it as rainbow, because those who gravitate to it are usually more expressionary, you know, and tend to be, well, I won't say tend to be. No, let me clean that up, because I don't want to put that out there like that. But oftentimes, if not all, but I'm gonna say oftentimes, well, I would say a lot of times, that, you know, more less masculine. I'm gonna put it that way, because they're still men. It's just that you know, we have an eye for that. They have a flair for that. And that's cute. But anytime there's somebody like me, and I'm old school with it, if I got to question and look at it crazy or whatever, it's something ain't right with it. Okay, at least not for me, because I'm like, we're pushing an envelope, and I don't know if the world is ready for it yet. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't mind in coats and this, that, and the other, because I believe that a coat's supposed to flow. A coat's supposed to have that swagger, baby, especially when you're trying to serve it, bitch. To get a belt and wrap that belt around, bitch, pop that collar. A coat's supposed to be everything. A shirt can be too, if done right. But some of this stuff, honey, is like, okay. But now getting back to Miss Thing, okay. The part that's getting me is how she's going to tell me or say to the world the way that she just did about how they shouting. Your knees too close together. You tipping when you shout. Open your legs and shout like a man. What the fuck is that? Somebody help me with that. Hey? Somebody, please help me with that part of that. Okay? Can you do it? What in this determines how folks shout? Why is it that we now have masculinized and feminized the shout? What the hell is that? Shout like a man. The fuck? This, she say, y'all shout like girls, and then the girls shout like the dudes. Help me make that make sense. Okay, children who are the body of Christ. Okay, those of you who are the body of Christ. Since when does the shout have masculine moves and feminine moves if it's done in the spirit? If it's all done in the spirit, okay, who is to say what is masculine and what is feminine in the shout? Your step, your legs too close together. You just going through here tipping, she say. Tipping. Okay. Somebody, please. I'm trying to get that, because see now what that alludes to, the me and this. Okay. What the fuck is this? What is this? What is this rhetoric? This is why I want to find the entire sermon, okay? Because I've got to hear what came after that. Because she's going into, there got to be a difference between the church and the world. You know, the Bible said that it must be a difference. And I'm sure she's trying to make that correlation between the church and the world, right? However, I need to hear that so that I can understand where she's going with it. Because right now we just got this little clip, and trying to find that sermon, honey, ain't coming up. Okay, every time I try to look for it, I'm only getting this clip, and I'm getting everybody's commentary on this part of the clip. But this is enough for me right now to go here. Okay. And I'm trying to make it make sense. I need y'all church children to talk to me. Those of you who are traditional children, this ain't a judgment call. Because if y'all gonna come up here and say, well, I'm gonna take it today because I want to hear where y'all at. Okay, I want to hear where you at. Okay, because I'm trying to make this make sense. Why is it that now everything has come down to trying to understand or trying to define what is masculine and what is feminine, when God is, I'm trying to, please make this make sense to me. Somebody come up in here, okay? Somebody, because okay. Let me go to the comments. Wait, since when did people start shouting like a man and shouting like a woman? When you're in the Holy Spirit, anything is possible to happen. So what is she talking about? Come on, Manuel. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand. Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this? Ooh, Jan, you did not throw that up there, did you? Yes, you did. I knew it. If that is Juanita Bynum admits to a lesbian relationship, actual audio. Has Juanita Bynum forgotten this? Okay. Okay. I was prep dresser in school. Do you what? Really? Oh, you only did that to get the girls, because most of the guys who were prepping and carrying on, they did that to get the girls, because that's what that was. That's what all that was, honey. Okay. That's what all that was. Okay. That's the art of saying sensational things to stay relevant. She's clout chasing. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. But she's also one of these traditional children who that now is starting to take this charge. Okay, see, she's still relevant. Oh, I didn't think. Okay, because it didn't hit me until now. Let me add this piece here. This piece is that she is a protege of T.D. Jakes. Okay? So everybody, for those who don't know how she came to be no more sheets. Okay? Well, she would, have the ball, short their hair, couldn't carry no thing or whatever. Okay, when she first got into this, that was the start of her platform of being the prophetess, Juanita Bynum. In fact, I don't even think she was the prophetess then. Okay. The whole thing, no more sheets. And I used to have it on video, which is actually good teaching, actually. Okay, it really is a good teaching. And in fact, that's one that I would keep, because I like the message in that. Of course, till she get to the end. Okay. At the same time, in the news, the way that he is, with all of this, that, and the other, she has made a name for herself. Okay. And has basically have formed her own ministry and carrying on, right? And she went from preaching, now she's singing. She reached a couple of albums and stuff with her little, singing self, and she all right with her singing and carrying on, standard pastor singing, a preacher singing or whatever. Okay. And now she done became, right? She done had plastic surgery on her nose and this, that, and the other. She done got married to a pastor, Thomas Weeks. She done got divorced from Pastor Thomas Weeks. So she was the first lady in this, that, and the other. So she didn't have her little bout. Okay, she got all this. But now, the idea of her being in this traditional sense of what ministry is supposed to be, why now are we here? And is it cool to take that kind of talk from someone who got all this goddamn paint on her face, who got all this hair in her head looking like Cousin It. Because I don't like that hair she got on. I've seen her do much better with her hair. So is it cool? Because now you're talking we supposed to set a difference, right? If you talking about a difference, then why you sitting up here snatched up and carrying on, honey, you got a sister to beat your face. Okay. Somebody threw their hair. Why? What's the difference? Where is the difference? And want to make that make sense. So I'll take that clout chasing. I'll take that. I'll take that. I'll take that. Okay. Buck, what's going on? You want to come in? You know what the link is. It's over there, child. If you want to come up and get in on some of this. Hey, kitty girl, what's going on, child? Okay. Mo, what's up? Ha, what's up, baby? Okay. Meet you already know. I'm that bitch that will call you out, Jay, and I. Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay. She's attacking her own flesh and blood, son, godson, potential great-great-grandson, grandson, excuse me, potential great-great-grandson, just for some white man money. Sold to white man devil. Well, okay. That may have some validity to it or whatever. That may have some validity to it or whatever, okay? But then again, is she attacking her own flesh, or is she biblical? And I did that like the swallow, didn't I? Okay, she's trying to be biblical. Okay, get swallowed and carried on. Is that what that is? Because I'm trying to understand. And now let me add this. Let me add this piece, because I'm going to add this piece because I can hear where I think she's trying to go. Okay. And again, I need to hear the whole thing in order to preference this. All right. Because one of the things I will say is this. All right. We are living in a time where many of our men wait a minute. Let me. I want to make sure I want to say this right. No. Let me say it this way. We're living in a time where masculinity is being redefined, but it's not being redefined in words. It's being redefined in actions. Okay. Now, to put it in layman's terms, many of you will say that men are too soft these days. Men don't know how to do. Men, they too bitchified. Okay. And things of that nature. And I'm going to say to some degree, yes. I'm going to say to some degree, yes. And the reason being, many men have not been challenged, okay, to where they have to step up to the plate. Why? Because many men have been given an opportunity to sit back and be ballers and shot callers because of the women they keep. See, you had women who sit up there who would take care of these little assholes and jackasses. And all they do is play video games all day, smoke weed, and because they laying good pipe, okay, as keeping her happy in the bedroom, everything else becomes secondary, okay? Especially when he has a harem, because now, since we want to greet each other as kings and queens and carrying on, okay, we have allowed this, I got this harem, and boys would be boys to go that 2.0 bullshit, to where you get bums, and yes, I'm going to say it just like you get bums who sit down there and they will jump from house to house, have no stability, okay? And we get the situations that we're in where we got 16 baby mamas and 22 damn kids, okay? Because all of them fighting for the same piece of dick. We don't put each other in check about that. We don't put each other in check. And then folks like me, gay folks, when we do, then we crazy because you don't know nothing about no damn pussy, boy. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Yes, the hell it does. Because if you're not taking care of all 22 of them damn kids, honey, that's my good girlfriend. So I'm the one she called to be the babysitter. I'm the one she called when your ass ain't there, she crying and carrying on. That's because you are the one that's not doing X, Y, and Z. She come to me. And me trying to encourage her and get her up, helping her with the kids, being a role model for the kids that you don't like because I'm 265 and oh, she ain't got no man. Yes, she does. You just don't like the kind of man that I am. Okay, because we not out there throwing football or whatever. I got him sitting down here learning his lessons and learning the alphabet and carrying on, and teaching him culture and teaching him other things. Okay, showing him how to take care of himself. I'm the one teaching him how to tie and carrying on. I'm the one who taught him how to shave. Okay, I'm the one who taught her about her period. Now, how about that? Okay, now come on now. So see, we don't check each other, men. We don't check each other. As a matter of fact, we still sit there and beat each other in the chest. We're like, damn, nigga, you ain't shooting no blanks. You still pumping them out? And we think because the dick still work, that's what being a man is. See, that there is what all of this is. Okay, and we have allowed ourselves to adulterate our own minds with that kind of thinking. And so it has perpetuated into all of this. Now, to be fair, okay, to be fair, I want to remove the deadbeats out of this. Let me remove the deadbeat fathers out of this because, and y'all know I always go to this report that the CDC done said, okay? And the CDC done told us that Black men in this country, okay, we do more for our kids. We're most attentive to our children. They did a whole study on that. Okay, we did a whole study on that. All right. So it's not that we don't know how to do it. It's not that we can't do it. It's not that we don't do it. It's just that the deadbeats and the ones who are always on child support and carrying on, the ones who skip out and run out, those are the ones who have become the narrative for us. Okay, they're the ones who become the narrative. We ain't talking about the ones who've been on child support umpteen years and then come to find out that biologically that was never your child. Okay, that happened in Michigan. Man was paying whatever because he never saw the baby. He finally did a DNA test and found out that he was not the biological father. And Michigan never wouldn't let that man get off of child support. They said, well, you're the only father she knows. I never met the baby. How in the hell I'm the only father she knows? Okay. And wouldn't release him out of that because the girl didn't turn 18 yet or whatever. They wouldn't release him out of that. Y'all Google that, honey. You find that bug. You find that. Okay. Yeah. So, okay, let me go back. I'm not saying she can't preach the word, but I have a problem with her since she had that big, long, drawn-out wedding, and the man was whooping ass. Listen, anybody can preach a word, child. Anybody can preach a word. Hell, DC, you still in here? Because, hell, I've been wanting to ask you about you. Your Sunday mornings on the radio, child. I'm like, okay, did he go to school? Is he an ordained minister? Because, hell, DC can sit down there and give a word on Sunday, child. Anybody can give a word, especially if you're led and it's coming from a place that, especially when you know, and the people got to hear that you're the vessel. So anybody can preach a word. The question becomes, how are you lining up with it? See, everything is about everything. And this is why when I was running for mayor here in College Park, this is why, honey, I don't mind having a microscope on me because you can't embarrass me with me. Okay, I am a multifaceted individual, and that's what the world refuses to get. And I'm moving on into Jamal Bryan in a minute because this is going to allow us to be human. We are people. We have to do our 3 S's when we go to the bathroom. When we go, you got to shit, shower, shave, honey. We are sexual beings. We have our own little idiosyncrasies and carrying on. You know, we are people. We are multifaceted, honey. We do more than one thing. Okay, some of us play piano, some of us play violin, some of us play piano and violin. Some of us sing, some of us rap, some of us sing and rap. Okay, some of us cook, some of us bake, some of us cook and bake, some of us only microwave, honey. Some of us just go buy shit because I ain't got nothing to do with the kitchen. Okay, we are multifaceted individuals who have a human experience. Okay? And oftentimes we forget about what that experience is supposed to be because of this one word: standards. We have allowed that word, standards, and we have allowed that to become so illuminated to where we have made standards synonymous with perfection. I'm gonna say that again. We have adulterated the word standards so much to where we have made standards synonymous with perfection. Okay? And so if someone is not acting at this level of standard, then we see them as flawed, and depending on what title they have, they're supposed to be above the title. Okay? And if they fall short of the standards, then all of a sudden hell is going to break loose. But we forget that they're human. Now let me add this caveat into that, okay? I'm gonna add this caveat. You can't be somebody who have a title and position, brag about standards, okay? Brag about standards, and then purposely sit down and then do everything that goes against the standards. But yet, you want to talk about everybody else who are below standards and who are below living and carrying on. So you want to sit up there and live in a glass house, but you the first bitch that throw stones and bricks and boulders and carrying on. You're the first bitch to go get dump trucks, okay, and want to cause avalanches of rocks, honey, to fall on somebody's glass house. See, that's where all this come into play, because we become hypocritical. We become here. Now, here we are again. See, y'all see this is an onion, because again, being human is not going to align with how we live our lives. And that's fine. Everything is not for everybody here. At the same time, of it not being for everybody, that does not mean that you get carte blanche to go and criticize it because you don't agree with it. The way that we have, it's one thing to sit there and say, you know, this ain't for me, blah, 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 blah. It's one thing to have an opinion on it. It's another thing when you sit up there and make your opinion law. It's another thing when you make your opinion the standard, okay, and you want to sit down there and give it to, and then want to find folks who are in agreement with you, and then y'all start to operate in your opinion and let your opinion become law and the law of the land and the staunch this and the ... and then get mad because those who don't share your opinion, okay, we don't know how to agree to disagree in love anymore. We fighting for who's right and who's wrong. Somebody got to be right, somebody got to be wrong, okay, and that's where we are, okay. So a lot of all this that's going on, putting this back on Juanita, okay, tipping and making the shout about something that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. How in the hell am I shouting my praise to God? How is it? Listen, oh, wait. Let me put this on here because I just had something come to mind. It's not new. It's not new. Because I just remembered this. When I was attending Union Grace Missionary Baptist Church. Oh, God, this was back in the late 80s. I was 17 when I first started going to that church. When I leave that church, I think I left in 90, 91, somewhere up in there. And I remember the whole idea about shouting, shaking and rattling and carrying on and shake out all the hair and carrying on. When men supposedly got the Holy Ghost, okay, they laughed. You know, that supposed to be the holy laugh. And, you know, they walk around and carrying on. A lot of the boys, the men folk, they didn't get up and shout and carrying on like that, you know. They do a hallelujah and they get the little hearty little, So it was supposed to be the holy laugh. The only children that did shout, that cut steps, were the queens. Well, it was us. Sitting up there cutting steps and carrying on. This is before I started. I never cut a step, okay? I didn't cut a step until shouting. I was dancing and I couldn't stop. I was like, oh my goodness. And I just couldn't stop. And I was trying to stop, but I could not stop. I was at a concert. It was a gospel concert. And honey, the spirit hit me and I was just going, honey. Just going. Hips moving and thing. I'm just doing it, but I couldn't stop. I just couldn't stop. So I'm like, okay, but and that's when someone said, they said, oh, child, the spirit that got a hold of you just a shot. Okay. But then I started paying attention to that because I'm like, oh, okay. So now we done went from the holy laugh to now Juanita telling us how your knees too close together. You tipping. You got to shop like a man. If y'all don't cut this bullshit out. What is it? Juanita BYNUM blasts critics who call her a hypocrite for dancing secular music. She condemned others for doing the same. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. Oh, yeah, I remember that one too. Okay, because she was talking about the devil's music and this, that, and the other. Yeah, okay, yeah, they got her ass on that one. Mm-hmm. And because fathers are not in the home, no men in schools, just all women. So guess who they act like? Okay, sis, that's my sister, y'all. You know, let's go there because you talking about men in the schools. And we do need more male teachers. And I'm tired of it only being coaches. I'm sick of, listen, everything about being a man ain't always about fucking sports, children. And every time we see men in the school, they most of the time have always been the basketball and the coach and the football coach and this, that, and the other. And, you know, when I was in school, you know, I could count them still, but we had Mr. Bailey was our math teacher. That was when I was at Barber. That was my 7th, 8th grade. The 8th grade teacher that I graduated from Barber. So he was my 8th grade math teacher. I had Mr. Warfel, who was my homeroom teacher. Mr. Carmichael, that was elementary school. He was the assistant principal and carrying on. But I see, and that's only 3 people. And Mr. Warfel was white. There's 3 male teachers that I know I've had. Wait a minute, hold on. No, Mr. Archer. Mr. Archer was he was a white guy. I think he was kind of Jewish or whatever. Maybe Italian. He was my criminal law class, and that was in high school. He wasn't my teacher. Oh God, what was his name? Because he was married to one of the teachers at Cody. Buck, what was the husband and wife teacher at Cody? Because I think she taught social studies. I think he taught math. But both of them, oh God, and they had the baby. Oh damn, what's their name? I can't think of their name. Remember, Mr. Archer had married the social studies teacher, the black woman. I forgot what her mate name is because now she's just Archer to me. I forgot. Oh God. Okay, I can't think of their names right now. But was it Fields, Mr. Fields? Names right now, but nonetheless, we have very few black men period, but black men especially in the school system. Okay, and then y'all keep wanting to talk about, you know, y'all don't want to go into these fields or whatever, but y'all still, a lot of people still see teaching as a woman's job. And so a lot of men, especially now, if black men go into it, you know, y'all think that they are Fruit Loops and part of the Rainbow Tribe. Well, where are you? Okay. Let me ask this question then. Where are you, heterosexual man? Where are you infiltrating your power into this? And please miss me with all of the society and the white man and the this man and the that man. You know, they hate the black power. They hate the strong black man. They hate black masculine men. Please miss me with all that, because I'm sick of that argument. I'm so sick of that shit. I'm sick of it. Okay, I'm sick of it. You know why I'm sick of it? Because we're waiting on it to be an excuse. We're using it as an excuse. An excuse. And so, okay, wait a minute. Did I load this one? Let me see if I loaded this one. No. I think this is it. Let me see. I didn't label them, y'all. When I put them up in here, I didn't label them right. Let me see. Y'all listen to him, and this is gonna tie. I'm gonna tie all this together back to the church. But just listen to this.
If you're a drug dealer, your business may be immoral or unethical, but you're not dumb. You actually might just be a genius. A drug dealer is illegal and immoral as a business, but they understand import, export, finance, marketing, wholesale, retail, customer service, security, territory, logistics. And if you're a gang leader, you're a frustrated union organizer. So you're a drug dealer, you're an entrepreneur. You just don't understand your greatness. If you're a gang member, you're really an organizer. You understand your greatness. The NASCAR came out of moonshine running in the Appalachian Mountains. That's poor white. If they can find their legitimacy, we can find ours. So if you can't go get a job because you got a public record, because you maybe done something that was considered illegal or was illegal, you can still become an entrepreneur. Maybe you can't go cash a check at IBM, but you can write a check and become the new IBM. Become a small business owner, go to 1MBB, 1 Million Black Business Initiative, 1MBB.org, or go to OperationHope.org, sign up with my financial coach, and change your life.
Boom. Now that was his commercial for that. But I played that to say this is why I'm tired of excuses. Okay, I'm sick of excuses. And this includes me. Oh, honey, I can't throw myself out of this equation. Okay, because I'll be 54 next month, y'all. Okay, y'all know my birthday season starts. What's today? Today is the 2nd, honey. We got 26 days before my birthday season starts. And we got an extra day because this is a leap year. Okay. But everything this man just said here, my mother been saying this for years. When I was a teenager, my mother been saying this for years. She said the dope man don't even know, if you told her what he did, child, and how smart he really was, child, he probably quit. Okay. Because she always said that. She said, child, those who sit down there and they go find the houses and carry on to go set up the business, she said that there is location. That's real estate. Okay. She said those who make the crack and carry on, they know exactly what to put up in it to give it that sound, to know what make it say. She said that's being a chemist. Okay. Mama just said, Monique. Okay. So a lot of all of this, and this is just to put all that back, this is why I'm saying, where are you, heterosexual man, to where you're not inserting yourself? Okay, where are you? You keep talking about this is going on and that's going on, and oh, there's an agenda. Y'all keep talking about this goddamn agenda the gay agenda, the this agenda, the that agenda. Y'all keep talking about, but nobody's building up anything. Okay, where are you? Where are you? Okay, outside of pointing fingers and carrying on, then you want to hide behind the church and then come up with this bullshit and that this is a masculine and you ain't being a man if you ain't this and this ain't the kind. Okay. Now there apparently if it's here, that means it's here for whatever reason, good, bad, indifferent, whatever the case is. Now we got to sit down here and shape it. Now that it's here, we've got to shape it. We got to shape it to where it looks like something. Okay? It's kind of like a piece of clay. Okay? Pottery is not pottery until you take that lump of clay, honey, and do something with it. You got to work it. Okay? And what do? If you put it on the wheel, okay, if you put it on the wheel, And you got to wet your hands, because now you got to mold it with your hands and water, because now it's got to be pliable and this, that, and the other. And then you got to know how to do it and all of that, right? Then once you get it done, then you got to sit down and sand it down or whatever to get all, you know, for those of you who use molds. If y'all don't shape it, but you pour it into molds and then put the molds together, then you got to sand down all the seam lines or whatever. I used to take pottery, huh? Okay. You know, it requires us to work. And a lot of us either don't want to work, gotten lazy. My excuses is I'm by myself, you know, by myself. You know, I become overwhelmed with what has to be done. It can get done, but I become overwhelmed. Okay. And now, you know, I don't move as fast. I'm okay now. I'm not as quick as I was. You know, before I used to be able to just sit up there and boom, 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 boom. Now I could boom, boom. Okay, not boom, 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 but I could boom, boom. Dot, 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 dot. Okay. maybe from 30-second notes, I'm probably down to 8th notes. Okay. For those of y'all who know music. Okay. So that there is that. So now let me go here, because I was talking about, I was going to tie in Jamal Bryant into all of this, because again, talk about these church children and how I'm sick and tired of the church children. Jamal Bryant is in the news. Now, I don't have a news clip or whatever, but I'm sure y'all heard about him. Then, you know, and had another damn affair. And this particular woman, honey, you know, he done made her the co-pastor of the church, New Birth, and things of that nature. And there's a whole big controversy about it, right? And I believe, you know, there's a thing about him and his and he done got another baby some damn way, and this, that, another, blah blah. And here's where it is, children. Here's where it is. When we talk about standards, again, here we go with standards, because he's the pastor and because he does all these wonderful things. You know what? Oh, let me do this now. Wow, that just hit me, but I'm going to make a comparison, but it's going to be loose, okay? I'm going to say it's loose. It's loose, but I think it's going to work, okay? Because we talk about how all the good that Bill Cosby has done with television and this, that, and other, and hiring blacks and blah, blah, blah. He does such wonderful contributions to this, that, and other. But he's human as well. And none of us wanted to accept the fact that he was allegedly a sexual predator. I'm going to say that, because I don't believe he raped those girls. You can't rape nobody, you know, who's a willing participant. Now, did you coerce them? Did you intimidate them? Yes. Okay, but I don't believe that it was actual rape, but that's my opinion. Okay. But nonetheless, he's a human being, and a lot of us fail to accept the fact that he had flaws. A lot of us fail to accept the fact that he cheated on his wife, which was something that was public years ago. Okay, that was a long time ago. You know, and isn't he an Omega Psi-Phi? Ain't he part of that particular brotherhood? And one of the things, and y'all forgive me because I'm not a Greek, but y'all reputation does this for y'all. Your reputation says that y'all call yourself dogs, okay, in that particular manner. So that's y'all's reputation. So if y'all don't like it, then that's up to y'all to clean it up. I'm not a Greek, but shit, I don't fuck with y'all for that reason, okay? But this is what's out there. But still, with Pastor Bryant, okay, he's known for slinging dick everywhere. That's part of his image. He done cheated on his wife. He got whatever this is, this man does not know how to keep his dick in his pants. And he's a pastor. And he don't be speaking evil of the man of God. No, ain't nothing to speak. What evil? What? You the one that's out here being sloppy with your whoremongering self, and then go parade it in front of the church like that, and then don't want nobody to say nothing, man. You don't want, please. Now, hell, you the one to sit up here. Listen, y'all remember his sermon when he said that these hoes ain't loyal? When he said that in the pulpit? Huh? These hoes ain't loyal. Sent the church up. Well, hell, you the hoe who ain't loyal. How about that? Okay. But here we are. Okay. Are we upset at the fact that he's a man who's sexually active? Or are we upset with the fact that he's a pastor who's sloppy? Or is it a combination of both? Huh? Are the people who are mad, are they ones who really want to have sex with him? He's not an ugly man, honey. A little too small for me, honey, but he's workable. He's workable. Okay. He's so workable. But that's and let me preface that. He's workable based off of the persona that I perceived from him through television and carrying on. I've never met the man personally. I've never been in his countenance or whatever to experience him on any kind of level. I just know what exudes to the television screen. Okay. So, yeah. But that man is a whoremonger. Okay. And there's no way of getting around all that. Y'all can call him a womanizer. You can say, oh, he's a man of God and carrying on, but he's one of them preachers that we see in the TV and carrying on, honey. Going from, oh, I'm sorry. It was something on the TV that got to me. But nonetheless, this particular brand of bullshit that we're dealing with him right now, honey, it's nothing new. It's nothing new. So again, being that we're dealing with the church and talking about the church, the way that we talk about the church, and y'all want to sit down here and say, oh, my sins are covered in the blood and this, that, and the other. How you covered in the blood and you keep having children outside of wedlock? How you covered in the blood and this is a repeat offense? So the question becomes, okay, did you repent the first time and was really sorry? Because ain't that what they said to us a while ago? You got to go and repent. You got to repent and mean it from your heart. Or is this like drug addiction and carrying on to where, you know, a relapse is part of the recovery? Huh? Is that what it is? Talk to me, Churren. Because I'm trying to understand. I want to make it make sense. But I want us to make sure that we treat the brother fairly. Because it's one thing to say about, you know, y'all got the ones that believe they are just God's gift to the world, honey. I don't care what side of the spectrum you're on, honey. Even if you're pansexual and just fuck everything that moves. There are those who believe they are God's gift to the world, honey. And it is their duty to tap that booty. Okay, in any way, shape, style, form, or fashion that they could do it in. And okay, now here's the thing. If they are okay with themselves with it, and if they make peace with that with them and God, and when they look at themselves in the mirror, they can be proud of who they are. I'm trying to find this, if I can find it, God. Della Reese was on the Vicki Winans show. I'm not Vicki Winans. It was Vicki Lawrence when Vicki Lawrence had a talk show. It was in the early 90s. And she said this, and it has stuck with me ever since, of course. She said, everything that I do, I make sure that at the end of the day, I'm good with myself. So when I wake up in the morning to brush my teeth, I can look at myself in the mirror and I have to hang my head in the face bowl. Baby, that had just shook me because I love that. Make sure that any and everything that I've done, I can still look at myself and face myself and not have to drop my head in shame and can't look at myself because I stay in the face bowl. Right? So if any and everybody, and I don't care where you are, the murderer, the drug dealer, the this, that, and other, if you have made peace with that, okay? And you can look at yourself in the mirror and know that your heart, mind, body, and soul is okay with all of your decisions, okay? Then who am I to sit down there and say you wrong? Okay, I can't have that in my wheelhouse or whatever, because that upsets me. Okay, it could be, here's another thing. It could be your level of confidence and your level of support and whatever your relationship with the God of your understanding is. I may be jealous of it because I ain't got there yet. How about that? Okay, I may be jealous of that because you're at a level of functioning that I'm not yet, because I'm still bound by this, or I'm convicted this way. You know, then it could be just the other way around. I may have these convictions because I believe this is what sustains me. And because that's what gives me peace, honey, then we're unevenly yoked. Okay. And I can't deal with that. You see. So let's talk. So yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. Now, let me see. Now I'm going to play this next clip. Kim BURRELL. Okay. Now this is helpful. Now I was trying to find just the clip, the original clip, but what I have downloaded is her response, and then they put on the clip after her response. So just pay attention to this, okay?
But can I tell you, everything that goes viral does not have a virus. Everything that goes viral does not have to have a virus. Let's just make life work and not care so much about what is. Can I just say to all of you who choose to just want to believe that what you see and what you want to feel about me and your assessment of other things in the past, you're living in the wasness of me, and I am celebrating in the isness of me. Call his name. Call the name. His name is Jesus. Okay? It has been an interesting last 2 days. I'm only going to touch this for clarity. And I know this is for my family and friends and the people who love me and who understand me. Hey guys, you know, everybody, they don't know me as we do, because I'm a very private person and I'm very public when we're all together and very outspoken. And the word of the Lord says in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 3, that the gospel is hidden to those who are lost. And there are some things that we can't explain. We just have to be and live it out and let them figure it out, because everything doesn't deserve an answer or a reply. I want to say to all of my friends who have a following, who are popular, who have fans, this year, let's not answer everything that people don't understand. Give them time. And if they have interest in wanting to know the fairness of your personality, they'll seek it out. These are the things I learned in my own silence in the last 7 or 8 years, because I got quiet when I felt whatever was going weird. I never had experienced people calling, saying things about social media and all that stuff. I've learned so many wonderful lessons in quiet that makes me come back out to say, not running from anything. It's COVID season. Use your mask wisely. You know, my heart is so pure toward God, and that's where I'm going to stay. I've been kingdomized. Those of you who can see it and feel it. I do want to announce that the pastor of that church where I was Sunday night, who is my great friend, Pastor Broderick Gordon, who is a young pastor who is making extremely great strides. He texted me last night, said, "Woman of God, be free in your spirit." Everyone in our church was so blessed. No one, as you know, left offended. We were blessed. And even the seed that you encourage us to sow, they're doing it. Even with me explaining this, there'll be some who will calculate it and say, that ain't it. That's just what it is, everyone. The gospel, so to speak, the understanding of what is necessary, is only lost to those who really have no interest in what the value of it is. Okay? So I'm clear. I want all of my friends, my friends and the ones who know me, I'm good. Don't you feel my heart? Just don't call me. I need a nap. Put your hands when I say thank you. It's a solo. God's using me. Don't sing with me right now. Lord, I'm singing alone now. You, ma'am, with that mask. Let that mask work for you. I'm singing alone. Lord, I'll be back. No, I'll call on you when I'm ready. Thank.
Okay. Kim Burrell. Kim Burrell. Kim Burrell. Lord have mercy. Wait a minute. Before I go to her, let me go back. I got to get these comments out the way. They call those folks hobosexuals. They sleep for lodging and food and such. Oh, yes, honey, I know. Just, I know. Okay. Okay, the rainbow children, we call them trade. Okay. The trade. Okay. What we got? All right. Hi, Charles. How are you, darling? Okay. Okay, everybody saying hello, hello, hello. Okay, thanks for, oh, that's my sister saying that. Okay. Then she says, yes, I know, girl. Yeah, exactly. Okay, could be both. Okay, all right. Oh, well, thank you, baby. I love you right back. I'm on the floor with It's My Duty to Tap That Booty. Okay. Hey, Road, what's going on? All right, now let's get into that. I just needed a break because, see, Kim, you know, she gave this long explanation right there. And there's some more to it. You know, I found a couple of other pieces that she had to that. And then there's another piece where at that same thing where she called the woman up to sing, right? And then they had a funny little moment because now that she called the woman up to sing, you know, the woman didn't want to sing, right? And so they had a little moment, right? But that particular clip right there, again, we talking about, okay, she's saying, oh, Lord, nobody was offended, nobody was this, nobody was that. Let's sing. How do you sit down here and be in the spirit? So you say, the Lord is using me right now. And yet this woman's sitting up here, she's grooving with you, right? So she's sitting up there and she's singing. Now, none of us heard her singing, only you. Because if she was loud enough like that, we would have heard her, right? But now you on the mic, okay, and this, that, and the other, and doing your thing. Okay, it's a solo. It's a solo. Okay. And carrying on. And she's trying to get into why folks are blasting her ass yet again. Okay, you're right. You are absolutely right, Miss Darling. A lot of us don't know your banter. We don't know your sense of humor. We don't know, you know, you. Okay, we know you as Kim Burrell, the gospel artist. Okay. Now, again, what I say about standards, okay? I should have, I might end up changing the name of this standards, okay? Again, she's a gospel artist, okay, who we, you know, recording artist, okay? And we have bought her record and things of that nature. Honey, she's been on the TV shows and blah, 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 blah. We know she's a pastor. We know she's a minister. We know these things, okay? And what has happened, this little clip yet again that went viral because you are being rude and unchristlike. And I don't, y'all can miss me with, oh, she was just being bold in the spirit. No, she was being rude to basically tell the woman to shut up because I'm singing. And we in the church. So we're trying to make that make sense. Okay. That came across wrong. It hit wrong. And the way that you said it, it hit wrong. It hit in that diva-esque attitude. I've seen her on a couple of things and carrying on where she brag about her shoes. And now in that moment and carrying on, you know, it comes down to, you know, her trying to be funny or whatever. But since she done made a little bit of money, you know, she sit up there, she throw it in your face. Oh, I bet you these shoes cost more than what you pay for rent. you know, and then God had to humble her ass because a few times she done fell in them same shoes. She was somewhere, and the damn heel gave out, and her ass fell right behind the pulpit and carrying on. Just fell. Okay? Humbled her. So we thought. Okay? But at least it got her right together. And now here you are. Ma'am, let that mask work for you now. Let that mask work for you. So much so. Wait a minute. I want to show y'all something. So much so to where this woman here, okay, here, look at this. Y'all see this? She done sat there and made merchandise. Let that mask work for you. Kim Burrell, let that mask work for you. In t-shirts and in hoodies. I am in the isness of God. Okay? I am in the isness of God. Okay? So she done made, this is on pre-order. So that means it's coming out. Okay, wait a minute. Let's play the little clip.
So the world is saying it now. Let that mask work for you. It is evident that there are so many different interpretations. As mine was that night, I was encouraging this woman to hear the voice of God and not just our own voices right now. And it wasn't meant to be derogatory, just an encouragement. And it's part of my personality. And I say to you, let that mask work for you. What mask? Some people always hide themselves. Some people use the mask. COVID is still very much alive. So you can put it just about anywhere. But the intentionality of letting the mask work for you is to make sure that you are not interrupting what God could possibly be saying to you, for you, about all of us. So let that mask work for you. Go to IamKimBurrell.com and get yours today. Let that mask work for you.
Aha! Aha! Can you stand it? Can you stand it? So now, wait a minute. She's about to listen. I'm not mad at the hustle. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it at all, child. I'm not mad. Because it's a cute saying, honey. Let that mask work for you. It's a cute saying. Then she said up there, she said in the little thing that I played, you know, y'all in the wasness. I mean, I'm in the isness of God. That's real cute. Yes, right. Right, Mo, right. Yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Now, you heard what she said. You heard what she said. Wait a minute. Did y'all hear the clip? Did y'all hear the video? Wait a minute. I played it. I didn't make sure y'all. Did y'all hear all what she said? Y'all put in here if y'all heard it. Okay. So, no. I'm not mad at the stunt, honey, because this is what we do. We done took something, honey. You know, people done got it together, whatever. And so now, you know, she done made t-shirts and carrying on. So, baby, this is gonna be hotcakes. I already know it. I already know it. This is going to be hotcakes. Okay, hotcakes and sausage with some real butter pecan syrup. Okay, that's gonna sell out. Let that mask work for you. Okay, and now, being that she's a pastor and carrying on, you know, she done found a way to spin it, you know, to give it some meaning and some direction, you know, turn a negative into a positive. You know, we making lemonade out of lemons and carrying on. Okay. But I say, what they say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I said, no, when life gives you lemons, honey, add vodka. Oh. Okay, with a twist. So that's where we are with all of this, children. Okay, that's where we are. She done sat down here. Now this whole is about to become a movement, if you will, because now it's part of her merch. It's part of her merchandising. I'm sure, honey, that when she goes to concerts and carrying on, if they don't have that merch and things, honey, on the table somewhere, they're gonna promote it. Okay. So this is all that. But again, Miss Ma'am, it's gone viral because you talking about it wasn't meant to be derogatory. Yes, the fuck it was. Yes, it was. You didn't hear it. You didn't hear it. And this is something I'm going to challenge myself with this as well, because I know, and my sister on here, she'll tell you, I know, and because I helped my mother raise my siblings. So I'm the oldest. So I was the firstborn. So I helped raise them. So I know there are times where I would say something and I don't know my tone, right? And that it may come across very authoritative or whatever. And so there are moments where you have to go back and say to yourself, let me go hear that back. Let me go replay that. Because my intention was not to sit down there and offend you. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to be firm, but it may have came off that way, right? And I know a lot of my friends and a lot of people, honey, they tell me, here you go try to be somebody's mama and you ain't, right? And because I know I would, a lot of times when I'm being matter of factly, I know I sound like my mother. And especially those times where I know I hear my mama coming out of my mama. Oh, okay, that was my mother. Okay. Hey, mama. So oftentimes, especially when you're doing something you know is recorded, okay, you have to go back and listen to yourself. Have you ever sat down and played a conversation back over in your head and you absolutely heard it from another set of ears because you wasn't in it? The moment was over, but you heard just it played back in your head and you actually heard yourself and you got to, oh, wait a minute, that came out wrong, right? And you had to go back and make amends. Oftentimes, I'm going to challenge myself to do that more often, so that I can, check myself before I wreck myself kind of thing. And all of us need to do that. Because oftentimes that's where misunderstanding, that there is where misunderstanding breeds. It's married right there in that intersection, honey, between from mouth to ear, okay? From here to by the time when sound travels rather, by the time it gets to your ear and you start to, then it goes up to your brain cell to actually, comprehend what was said, then it becomes all of that, okay? And y'all know it's in milliseconds or whatever because y'all hearing me just as in real time as I'm talking, okay? So just in that amount of time and how quickly it happens, we end up having to go back. You have to go and check yourself and play the conversation back in your head. Or if it's recorded, go back and listen to it. Walk away from it and go back and listen to it so you can hear yourself. She ain't gonna hear herself because she done just made a whole movement out of it. What you say, Mo? She's not going to process it that way because she already thinks she is bigger than life. Well, now you done said something right there, sis. You done said something right there, little sis. Okay, right there. So what do you do with it? Huh? What do you do? Miss BURRELL, you have been under fire for the last, maybe 5-6 years now. And yeah. God is still working with you. God is trying to humble you and carrying on. Whatever God is doing in your life, only you know that, you and God. At the same time, Sister Honey, you can't be upset with and thinking that, oh, I'm in a good place because folks just don't understand me. That's part of my personality. And if you can sit up there and say that's part of my personality, did you know that your personality is being a bitch? Or bitchy or bitch-ish. Okay? And if you know that, let me go back to what I said earlier. If you know that and you're comfortable with that, then you need to teach. You keep trying to, you do this old crazy ass shit, and then you want to run behind it. Oh, but that's just who I am. That's just who I am. Okay. Oh, it's a part of my personality because I'm a very private person. And for those who love me and know me, no, honey, no. No, 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 no. That means that if this is who you are, then that means you need to tell the world, honey, this is who I am. Because what you're showing us and what you're telling us are two different things. Because you're showing us that you bitchy and carrying on, but then you say, oh, no, no, it's not like that. No, oh, no, 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 no. It just, oh, my. Then yes, 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 it is. This is who you are. Okay? This is who you are. When you set up there talking about the church and carrying on, oh, I'm not as expensive as you think I am, honey. You got your PPP loans, and you know, being just hateful, and nobody understands your brand or the way you talk. We're not privy to all that because we don't know you. So that means you need to go on a campaign for folks to get to know you. If you're all that private, that means that some of that privacy needs to come down, at least a little bit, so that folks can be to understand your personality. Because all we got is the persona of the Kim Burrell. Okay, and the Kim Burrell, okay, is in conflict with Kimmy or whatever they call you when you off stage or whatever, because that shit is what's focusing. Okay, since you're saying that folks don't know you, okay, that's what you got to put in check, sister. That's what you're gonna have to put in check. Because that's got to jail, it's got to blend, it's got to, because see here, let me give you a good example. Okay. Your brand and what you think is your sense of humor, it doesn't read like, say, Vicky Winans. Vicky is funny. Vicky say some stupid shit, and that girl is funny. Okay, and it comes across, and she has a lighthearted spirit when she's joking and carrying on. Okay, she has a lighthearted spirit, honey. No, that's not what you're doing, and if that's what you're attempting to do, then honey, your attempts are failing. Okay, they're failing. So take that back to the drawing board and start over. That's my advice to you, sugar. To go back to the drawing board, start over. But you done merchandise yourself. Nah, let that mask work for you. And I'm in the business of God. I'm in the business. She said that. Now, she said that, darling. Okay. Yes. I'm going to do one more, honey. I'm going to do one more, and I'm going to let y'all go. Okay. Look at this.
Y'all want to hear something crazy?
They don't want to hear nothing crazy. I'm not going out and shoveling nobody's snow. You can take all the Instagram stories you want to.
My son just said that I'm treating him like a slave because I'm making him shovel the front of the house, number one.
I didn't say you treat me like a slave.
You did.
Making me shovel. I said shoveling like a slave.
Okay, same difference.
No, it's not.
And
no, it's not.
He doesn't think it's a good idea to go around the neighborhood and shovel people's fronts out for money.
Because who's doing that? Who's doing that? It's 2024. Did somebody want their house shovel to get up and shovel for themselves? And then you already made me shovel once, and you want me to do it again? No.
Yo, this new generation, boy. This is the new generation.
Go home.
We used to go get money out here.
I have a job.
We used to. That's cool. So you double up.
No, not shoveling nobody's white lady snow. No.
You supposed to see this opportunity and seize it.
Opportunity. No, that's more work for me. Why would I do that? This is an off day at school for me. I want to lay home and lay in my bed with no clothes on all day. I'm not going out shoveling nobody else's snow. No. I'm going to shovel your snow. No.
Parents, let's talk. Let's talk about this thing here. Okay, can we talk about it for a minute? Can we talk about it just for a minute? Just for a minute. What say you? Okay, now, the point that this young man does not want to go outside to shovel somebody else's snow, and this, that, and the other, don't want to go hustle and make no money, He's entitled to that. Okay. I can't make you go out and shovel nobody's snow. Okay. But I can make you get your ass up and shovel home, because that's going to be your chore. And if you ever talk back and tell me what you ain't going to do, and you ain't paying no motherfucking bills here, oh, say it again. I dare you to let that come out of your mouth, because I done already popped you in it already. Who do you think you're talking to? And then with that little tone that you got, like you gonna stand up to me. I don't want to shovel your snow. I'm not, no. I want to lay at home in my bed, with no clothes on all day, because this is my off day. Who are you to take that tone, young man? Like you done did some shit. Who are you to take that motherfucking tone? Now, if y'all go to that video, honey, it's up on Instagram somewhere. The comments in there, honey, are ghastly. Okay, number one, they're trying to come for the child, because they're like, oh, he too. What is this thing about being zesty and sassy? Okay, that's the new little code for being gay or whatever. Now, oh, he too zesty, he too sassy. Okay, or whatever the case may be. Is that the new code word now? Because y'all wearing that the fuck out. It's really on my brain cells. Okay, I'm about sick of that. Okay, I'm really sick of it. All right. Yeah. But nonetheless, they talked about him. Then they talk about the dad, about how, again, going back to the top, we talk about this masculinity thing. How, well, dad, this is your son. How you not putting him in check? And how you not teaching him how to be a man, da-da-da-da-da. They put all that on him. Now, do they have a point, is the question. Because I'm kind of like on the fence with that one. I'm on the fence with that one a little bit. I can see their point. Then again, I can see his, because, we got the new age parenting now, to where, we give the children an out, we give the children an opportunity to have themselves. He's old enough now to where, he's making decisions on his own. He say he got a job already, honey. I got a job, this, that, and the other. Okay. So dad says, so you go out up on game to it. Listen, we go out here and make a couple of dollars or whatever, honey. This is how you get extra, blah, blah. I didn't hear that in that conversation, okay, or whatever. I know when I was a kid, that was the hustle. That was the hustle. Hell, nobody wants to shovel some snow. So the hustle was, hell, I go out here, provide a service and do something that you don't want to do. You pay me to do it, okay? And hell, if I'm good, then shit, I'll come back and do it again, make more money. Okay, we did that when I was a kid, child, please. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Made a few dollars, child. Now, listen, I think the most that I've made over the summertime like that was probably $150, I think it was. It wasn't all at one time. I made it over time, $150 or whatever, $10 here, $20 here, and it was $20 if you did both the front and the back, if they had a driveway and carrying on. Yeah, okay. Now, you talking about when I was a kid, so this is the late 70s. Okay, when, 79, 80, 81, 82. My dad, now, when my parents broke up and my dad used to come and get us or whatever, we would go out and folks would get stuck in the snow or whatever, so I would help him push the car out or whatever, so we get a little money, and carrying on. So, yeah, we did all that. Raking leaves in the fall or whatever, going out cutting grass. I'm like I was allergic to grass. So, we have all that, right? But I'm a little I'm on the fence with them with them comments. What y'all say? Let me see what y'all got. What y'all got? Okay. Michael, what you saying? Terrible parenting. Okay. Did he really buy the bed? What? Yes, the new word for rude as hell. Oh, you talking about, okay, right, the bed. Did he buy it? Right, how? Okay, I just caught what you were saying, Mo. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm gonna have to watch from the beginning. I know I missed. Yeah, Tracy. Yeah, catch it. Okay. I'm going to look at this. I'm trying to look at it from all sides, right? But young man, you know, he's standing his ground and carrying on. Now, as far as now, here we go. Because, you know, what we say about being a man is somebody who can sit there, stand in your conviction, you stand your ground or whatever. Hey, it is what it is. I'm my own man. I can do this. I'm gonna you know, I'm not gonna just do this because you say do. This is what it is, right? Cool. In that regard, but you at home with your parents, there's very little of that, honey, that's going to go on within reason. Now, listen, when I was at home and things of that nature, you know, my mother and I, as the firstborn, you know, we bumped heads a lot, but I still had to remind myself that she was still the mother, even though I was doing a lot because my mother jumped in my lap, basically, you know. Then there was that period where my mother, you know, she was going through this period of, I won't say giving up on life, but it was the woe was me period, okay? To where my mother stayed locked in her room, okay? And this is when I was in high school. So there would be moments to where my sisters, I would be so mad because I'm out being a teenager and stuff, and I'm doing my little shit, my little dirt when I'm in the street. And I wouldn't come home until like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and mama didn't cook because she was waiting on me to come home to cook. So now my sisters and my brother sitting up there, they waiting on me to come home to cook. And so I'm walking in the door talking about, you better be, we ain't ate yet. I'm like, what the fuck you mean? Y'all ain't ate yet, you know? And so it was that. So because I was going through that, you know, I then started to assert a little bit, you know, and I was overstepping my boundaries, but my mother made it easy for me to do so. Okay. Until, you know, I had to remember that that's my mama. You know what I'm saying? I never disrespected her. But you know, in my head I did. In my head I did, but I never disrespected her and this, that, you know. But there was that period. So in this particular case, honey, you still at home. You ain't contributing shit, okay, that we know of, and you want to give me all this sass. See, that the sass is being smart at the mouth. That's what when we said sassy, that's what it meant. Okay. Oh, so you think you grown? That's what sassy was. You think you grown? It didn't mean you know, you little sassy. It didn't mean sissy. Okay, or rainbow. It didn't mean that at the time. It meant that, oh, you think you grown and gonna be smart at the mouth, okay, and think you can hold your own. That's what that meant for us. So now we in this particular place. So here, and then here that mother runs the house there, because he's defending himself like she would talk to him, talking about the dad. And when you listen to the talk, I had to agree with that. I was like, damn, he does come across like, you know, some woman who gonna sit up there and tell you what she is and ain't gonna do. No, you gonna pay the bill. And it did have that ring, right? So I'm like, okay. I was trying to rebut it, you know, and I thought about it. I said, no, I can't fuck with that because they got a point. They have a point. And so this goes back to like what we were saying at the top of the show. When we talk about masculinity and this, that, and the other in this world, what is it supposed to look like? because he was very adamant about not wanting to do that, because I'm not shoveling nobody else's snow. You got me up doing this, and then he wanted to correct it. My son said I got him out here acting like a slave. I did not say that. I said you got me shoveling like I was a slave. Okay. And the daddy said same difference. No, it is not. So now you trying to be technical and be like, no, if you're gonna quote me right. And see, that there would have got a knock. See, yeah. No, you don't correct me trying to be technical, little fucker. What is this? Okay, it's the same difference. Shit, I'm treating you like a slave. No, you got me shoveling like I'm a slave. Oh, okay, really? Okay, my son used to do that. Kiera's used to, oh my God, Kiera's done got knocked up in here a couple times. Okay, trying to be smart. Okay, okay, no, you don't insult my intelligence like that, little nigga. Okay, so yeah. So, but what do y'all say? What in that, when we talk about bad parenting, let me go back to that comment. I'm gonna put that back up here. Michael say that this is a result of bad parenting or terrible parenting. So now, what is it that we want parenting to look like? Let's answer that question. Because when we say bad parenting, you know, everybody, you can't tell nobody how to raise their kids nowadays, right? And then there are some folks who don't need to be parents because they don't know what to do. There's a lot of folks, honey, who got kids that treat the children like they Barbie dolls or whatever, or little Cabbage Patch dolls and shit like that. And it's like, what the fuck are you damn doing, honey? This ain't no damn child. I mean, no baby doll that you just go put down, and because you done got tired and you could just throw it back in the toy box. This is a person, all right, that got feelings and carrying on. And see, one of the, now I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna say this. One of the things that we have to learn, parents, is that just because we were kids and how we were raised, times have changed. And we can no longer sit down there and tell these kids, oh, you ain't got no feelings, you ain't got no nerves. Because the way the world is today, these babies are coming out the womb, honey, knowing a lot more than what we ever did. Okay, they're coming down here equipped to handle the world that they're being brought up in. And then their experiences are different. When we were kids, there was no way that we were sitting up there going to school talking about guns and carrying on. That didn't happen until we were in our teens, in high school. And folks bringing guns to school and carrying on. You're talking about mass shootings and all this kind of, what we dealt with was kidnappings and all that kind of shit, you know, because we were young and you know, oh, you know, got the little candy or a little dog or whatever, you know, and they were able to snatch us up. But now these kids are coming out, they got to deal with that. Not only are they dealing with dope and all the other stuff that we dealt with, now you got to deal with gangs, you got to deal with social media, you got to deal with making sure I got my likes and carried on. Imagine what that is when we didn't have the latest or whatever. Remember when guests came out and Sergio Valente and all that, you had to have the latest clothes, and nobody knew that until you went to school. Now that we're on the internet, honey, you ain't got the likes and carrying on. You ain't got no social media presence, honey. You ain't got no Instagram or whatever. Okay, well, how you living? You know, you ain't got no computer at home, no laptop, no iPhone. Okay, how you ain't got no iPhone? You know, oh, you got an Android, oh, you got a flip phone. Oh my God, you old school. That's old. See, imagine all that. See, we didn't have that. Okay. They don't go outside to play much anymore. They got the computer games or whatever. Okay, the Xbox and the PlayStations and all that. So a lot of their concerns and stuff is much more illuminated than what we had. Okay, so we can no longer say that they don't have nerves and carrying on. At the same time, we also have to set those boundaries, because we allow our children to have so much say to where, yes, I know they're coming out acting like they're grown or whatever, but they're not. And we've given them too many passes. Okay, we got you now. A lot of us do not believe in spankings and stuff anymore. Y'all want to say, oh no, honey, I don't hit my kids, because that there is slavery, honey. You know, we learn how to beat our kids from slaves, and you're right. Yeah, okay. We hide behind spare the rod, spoil the child. We hide behind that, yeah. But I'm one who believes in corporal punishment. I will beat your ass. Okay, because I believe that you need to understand there's a consequence. Okay. So yeah. And that there is something that we have to balance out. I like that, Michael, because you didn't do that. When I grew up, I could never talk back to my parents. It starts there. How about that? Okay, the respect was you knew not to talk back. What am I talking about? Talking back to who? To anybody that was older than me. It was called respect your elders. Okay. Now those who I'm the oldest, so I never had an older brother. But like all of my older cousins are carrying on because I felt we were peers. It didn't apply to them. But those who were like much older, they were really, really grown folks or whatever. No. No. And I was one who had the smart mouth. Okay. Yeah, I was that child. Okay. Especially with folks I didn't like. And as I look back on it, let me be very transparent here as I look back on it, because this just hit me. As I look back on it, I can see how being around the women I was around shaped some of my mentality. Because my grandmother wouldn't babysit me. You know, when my mother was trying to go party or whatever, my grandmother wouldn't babysit me because my grandmother said, oh, well, Lorraine, if you're going somewhere where your child can't go, then maybe you ought not go. Mo, y'all don't know nothing about that because by the time y'all got here, honey, I was the babysitter, right? So my grandmother wouldn't babysit me. So my mother had to, if she was going out, honey, she took me with, and I was in the room with the kids or whatever, you know, with a TV or whatever the case may be. So being around the ladies, you know, and mama's girlfriends and carrying on, honey, I always learned a girl and honey child, and you know, that was just how I learned how to talk, you know, because that was that. And now let me say this, because being around my daddy, I didn't like how they talk. Because everything was bitch this and broads that. And that was an offense. I can't stand the term broad. Oh, I think that is, I would prefer cunt over broad. How about that? I can't stand broad. Oh my God. It just goes up. It's such a male chauvinistic word to me. Okay. And they say it with such, disgust. It's crazy. And I see that the word is trying to come back. I'm hearing a lot of women saying that now. You know, they're reclaiming the word or whatever. I can't stand that word. Okay. I can't stand that word, honey. Okay. So I did not like how the men talk. Okay. So being around my mother, you know, when I wasn't around my dad, that I learned all that, right? So now whenever I got around my daddy or whenever my daddy heard me talk, that used to upset him. Oh my God, it used to upset him fiercely, right? But I said all that to say, understanding growth and carrying on and becoming the man that I am, you know, that's just a part of who I am. And so knowing that transition, you know, into making it fit to who I am, and then wanting to be zesty or sassy, you know, I was the sassy one, similar to him, okay, but you know, we had to put that in check. So now, in understanding all that, my mother she did, because she always tell me, you know, I got popped in my mouth many a times. Okay, I'm surprised my lips are not bigger than what they are. But she always would have to tell me that, you know. And then she always tell me my mom was going to get my ass in trouble, you know, because, you know, at that time I was real quick. Okay, I relaxed a lot, you know, right in my teens, because everybody got trigger happy then, because the crack cocaine and all of that. So everybody was carrying guns, and I was always a big guy or whatever. So I relaxed myself so I wouldn't be so flippant, because I didn't want to have to do all that kind of fighting. But I'm still, you know, what you see is what you get. Okay, now if y'all can't stand me now, imagine me without a filter. And some of y'all think I don't have one now, but I do. So just imagine, if I'm telling you I have one, imagine me without. Okay. Right. Okay. Amen to too many passes. Okay. Amen to whoop your ass. They grow into disrespectful adults. I believe in discipline. I remember laying it to my niece. Had to remind her that I'm not her peer. I'm her uncle. Don't play with me. You better say that, Tracy. You better say that. I did. All of mine, they know better. All of mine know. All of mine know. I don't play. That, not that. Now we can have conversation. My mother would allow us to speak our minds. We, you know, and there were moments I showed my sisters that. My sisters, because when they were younger, I wouldn't let them cuss at me because I had to have a man of respect, right? But then when they came to me, Lord have mercy. See, this is why we have to give 2 weeks notice if I needed childcare. Okay, right. Okay. Oh, mama did that to y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all never told me that mama did that to y'all. She gave y'all had to give her 2 weeks notice. Oh, you never told me that. and y'all lived in the same house. So how about that? Oh, you never tell me that. Okay. I forgot what I was saying, because that just floored me. She said you got to give her 2 weeks notice if child care was needed. Oh, I'm scared of that. I'm so scared of that. Okay. I'm scared of that. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if he also talks that way to his teachers. Oh, child, bye. You know, please, he works with his teachers. He cussed at his teachers. Child, now you already know that. That child cussing at the teachers. Okay, shit. All right. Oh, damn, I forgot my point. I was making a point, but my sister just threw me off. My sister just floored me with that. I wasn't ready. Okay. But nonetheless, people, you know, we have to get back into understanding that, you know, parenting, it looks different and carrying on. But in that particular situation with this little boy and his dad, I'm gonna play it again. Let me play it one more time. Okay, did I erase it already? Oh, damn, I took it out already. That's all right. Y'all go back and rewatch it, honey, because I'm trying to get the videos out as I play them. But let me play this in the interim, because this is going to add to this about black men and this, that, another, parenting and this, that, another. Okay, let me add this.
Black men are the weakest link. We the weakest link, bro. And niggas ain't gonna want to admit it because it's too shameful, man. You know what I'm saying? We run around here calling ourselves kings and queens and all this other shit. We don't own shit. We ain't trying to build shit. We won't come together and build together. None of that shit, bro. All we do is promote the destruction of one another, man. That's all we do. You know what I'm saying? By the way of hip-hop, by the way of social media, all this other shit. Man, white folks come along and do us any kind of way, bro. They can kill another one of us right in front of us, bro, and we ain't gonna do shit. We ain't gonna do nothing but march, bro. All we gonna do is march. But the moment another one of us, the moment somebody that look just like you, bro, the moment somebody look just like you make a comment on social media that they don't agree with, they ready to come kill you and your whole family, dog. You know what I'm saying? We running around here, we kings and queens of what, nigga? We don't own shit. We won't even save the money and put it in our community so we can build together, bro. You know what I'm saying? But we want to sit up here and be proud. Proud of what, man? You know what I'm saying? You call the white boy weak all you want to, man. When he felt play, guess what that nigga did? He went storm the Capitol. All we gonna do is march. All we gonna do is protest and march and beg somebody to do something for us, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stand up for ourselves. Right now, economically, bro, we the weakest link, man. All these basketball players, all these rapping ass niggas, bro, we ain't got no schools, we ain't got no banks, we ain't got no hospitals and nothing, Kimpo. And if you ain't got nothing to bargain with, bro, how can you come to the table?
Okay. Okay. Now that there is us, you know, on in the diaspora. Let me give that. Okay. But I wanted to add, I'm linking that onto this parental piece. Okay. Onto this parental piece, because see, what he just said, the parental piece feeds into all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because see, back when we were kids, okay, I am the tail end generation when we had a whole bunch of black businesses and black communities flourishing. Before the drugs came in and infiltrated and we lost all our stores and all of the new Americans came in, the Chaldeans, the Middle Easterners that came in and they started buying up everything in our communities, the Asians and all of that. Before that, we were thriving. It was all about making sure that we had skills and carrying on. We always had an entrepreneurship spirit. We always had a hustle spirit. You know, you had a skill. You had a skill set. You know, most of the time, either you learn what your parents was doing. If the girls learned how to cook and this, that, and that, the boys would sit out there and learn how to do what the daddy did. They were, and if it was only the girl, and they only had the one child, then the girl learned everything. She learned how to work hard like her daddy. You know, she learned how to keep a family like mama and carrying on. We learned all that. Okay, they were teaching in schools. We had auto shopping, this, that, and, you know, wood shopping, carrying on. We had all that in the schools, learning how to build tables and all that kind of shit. Okay. I told y'all earlier, I was doing pottery and crafting and carrying on. That their arts and crafts, honey, showed us how we can make. It gave us creativity. You can sit down there and make ashtrays that carry on. I mean, hell, look at y'all weed smokers, honey. Y'all sit up there, y'all love pretty ashtrays that carry on to put your little roaches and shit in, honey, and things of that nature. You know, y'all like little keepsakes or whatever. Imagine if nobody sat up there and created the grinder. For those that, I've been around a lot of weed smokers, and y'all grind the shit. I don't smoke, and you're grinding the can. Now, what if nobody thought to make that? Okay, but we learned how to do that in shopping. No. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of that parenting and stuff, you know, going back to bad parenting or terrible parenting. What skills are we giving our kids outside of bitch moaning and complaining? Okay, being able to say, "Oh, you know, I'm a king, and I deserve this, and I'm entitled to this, and I'm supposed to." We ain't showing them how to work for it. We ain't showing them that. Okay, we ain't showing them what we fight for. Okay, we ain't showing them how. And listen. Even if you're coming up with meager beginnings, because hell, we started off as an upper middle class family. And then when my mother got sick and got divorced from my dad or whatever, we was down at the bottom, honey, where we were on welfare and food stamps. And even then, you had to fight for that because they sit up there and tell you, "Oh, you got cut off here. You don't qualify for this. Oh, your kids done got grown." So now I did. Hell, when I got my summer jobs or whatever, they would cut my part of the check off because now I'm working. So mama didn't get that benefit from me or that set of food stamps. So now I'm working, supposedly getting ahead, but now everything that I'm working for, I got to put back in the house because my portion was cut out of the grant. So I had to buy my own clothes and help with getting food and carrying on. So then you had to learn how to buy in bulk. How many of y'all know how to buy in bulk these days? How many of y'all know to go to the grocery store and go to the meat market and buy you cases of meat and break it down in your freezer bags or whatever so you could ration out your food for the month? How many of y'all do that? Okay, or were taught to do that? This generation don't know shit about it because now the meat markets don't even sell meat like that anymore. It's very rare that you can go into a meat market and buy a 40-pound case of chicken quarters or chicken wings. No, chicken wings are ridiculously insane. Now that they told you it's white meat, honey. Okay, ever since the chicken went on to say that they were white meat, child, chicken prices, chicken wings have never been the same. They used to get chicken wings for 69 cents a damn pound. Now chicken wings are $2 and $3 a damn pound. And you talking about going up in there to get a 40-pound case of chicken wings? Really? Hell, I only get 160 in stamps. Okay. So you sit up there, you get the 20-pound, I mean, the 40-pound box of chicken quarters. That's the legs and the thighs, honey. Okay. And then you cut them up because that's 2 pieces of chicken. Okay, you cut them in half, and you put them together, honey. You break it down, shit, 4, 5 pieces in the damn bag, depending on how many kids you got. Now I know for me, it's just me and whoever I got living up in here at the time. Okay, so I would only do like 4 or 5 pieces, you know, per bag, and put it in the freezer or whatever. So that I don't eat like I used to. You know, my appetite has, but I can't eat like I used to. Child, please, I can go through like two chicken quarters, which means that's a half. Okay, so, yeah, you know, it was my mother who taught me about changing the oil and stuff in my car, how to check it or whatever. I never changed it on my own. But my mother taught me that because my daddy wasn't there. Okay. And my mother taught my brother how to throw a football. How about that? Okay. So with that, where are we with the parenting? Okay, where are we? Tracy, what you saying? My brother and myself was having the same conversation. There's too many entitlement now, and we're too quick to berate one another. I still go to the Italian market to get my meat. I break it down and freeze it. Okay, yes, honey. We listen, child. You're only supposed to go to the store once a week to get the stuff that the milk, the bread, butter, stuff like that, to where you're only spending under $50, hopefully. Okay, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? Eggs. You know, the stuff that you get, that you do away with real quickly. You're not supposed to be running to the market every time because you got to get full meals and things. How many of y'all know about your constants that you're supposed to have in your cupboard at all times? That's your flour, your sugar. You got to have rice. You got to have beans. You got to have cornmeal, honey. You got to have some baking soda and some baking powder. Okay? You got to have that. You have your seasonings up in there. Because with your constants, you can always make a motherfucking meal, baby. You can always make a meal. See? Because I can make some drop biscuits, bitch, honey, make me some flour and make some gravy real quick, baby, and shit. Okay? Making some rice, and I got some rice and gravy with some biscuits, bitch, and hell, a bean. Yeah, beans and rice and biscuits, bitch, or some cornbread, honey. I can make some homemade cornbread. That's why you got your cornmeal. Okay, and you can be stuffed. You can feed the family like that. Okay, we ain't got no meat today, but hell, we eating, and we eating good. Get you some black-eyed peas, some pinto beans, honey, for those of y'all who like limers. Okay, you say, and some yeast. Okay, right, to make your bread. Come on now. Understand it, Tracy? What you say? Okay, what you say? My grandmama did, my mother, now me. Okay, right. Okay, you keep that. Get you, and then now, how many of y'all got a cookbook in the house? Ooh. How many of y'all got a cookbook, a Betty Crocker cookbook? Well, I got Patty LaBelle. Okay. And I had I got a number of them actually, but I know, but yeah. Mm-hmm. You keep your constants, your staples in the cabinet. Remember, we don't even do containers anymore. You had your canisters, your flour went in this and this, that, and that, kept your kitchen all nice and pretty. We don't even do that anymore, do we? Okay, all that Tupperware, child. I ain't got none of Tupperware. I don't even have Tupperware here. I don't have no Tupperware containers. Okay, which I got several cookbooks. Right. I think I got all the patties. I got an Italian cookbook. Because I got several of them too. Now ask me how many times I use them. Now I don't go to them like I used to because I don't have a lot of people that I cook for anymore, right? And now, and I've been collecting recipes online because I saw some real cute stuff that I want to do. But yeah, yeah. But all of that, sugar, that there is what we're dealing with, and that's what we're playing with today, honey. We've got to get into the mindset of showing these people what it is. We got to show them, baby. We can't tell them no more. We got to show them. And those of us who are over 50, okay, those of us are close to it. Let me say, no, if you're over 40, let me go over 40. If you are over 40, okay, baby, at this particular stage of the game, yeah. I'm not gonna say it's too late, but what it is that you have already set a precedent. Now, folks you got to now show it because you can't talk. You can't talk because trying to change somebody else's mind and it won't do by your words. You got to show by your actions. You got to show by your actions. You know how it is when you get a new haircut or whatever. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God, you done changed. I'm so used to you with your hair on such and such. Okay, yeah. The children don't cook anymore. They order out. Okay, they don't cook at all. Okay, not at all. Okay, the stove is a foreign object. Okay. Here for that point, they don't even go grocery shopping. They don't do no grocery shopping or whatever. Everything is quick. You know, a lot of what we have today is a lot of service entitled stuff. You know, a lot of the kids now that entitlement is like, oh, I'm supposed to have servants and maids and this, that, and the other. Now that we're carried on, honey, has become a whole do-I-diddy of a thing to where now everybody feels as though they're just entitled to do. Oh, they'll bring it to me. Oh, they'll bring it to me. You know, I got service. And so now we got maids and service at our feet kind of thing, you know, and we're paying for it. But it's okay. So, and we've got to return back to some kind of basics in that because like just now, you know, Alabama here, and they fucked up his order. So now they got to redo the order. So that's more time wasted or whatever. Child, you could have been done 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and you could have had something up in here, even if we just made you a damn sandwich, you know. So that'd be that. Oh, she said, Meg. Okay, what you said? I love you. The grandbabies are asleep, but I need to get up. Make breakfast for them in the morning. Good night. Oh, she got her grandbabies. Okay, my grandnieces are over there. Okay. What you say? Grubhub and places like that. Exactly, child. Exactly. So, you know. But those are the times, honey. These are the times that we're living in today. But the question is, what are we going to do with it? Because, see, we said that the times today are for the youth. You know, these young kids, this is their time to make their mark or whatever. But they're trying to make a mark. We've already made mark, and we said that we need to have. Y'all know what I say. What is my motto for this year? Wait a minute. Let me get my banners. Let me get my banners, honey. Where is it? There it is. I'm opening every door and I'm beating the high score in 2024. I got to record that so I can have it played. You know, as a matter of fact, what I need to do, I'm gonna take that. I'm going to expand upon that so that it could be a recording. And I'm going to record it and have it played. I'm gonna play that. I got to play that every day. So it's like a mantra, because what you want to do is open up every door of opportunity. Just because we're over 50, we'll make other marks. It doesn't mean that the world is coming to an end or whatever. It means that now we're able to get out there. We may have to do things a little differently because we're not the spring chickens, honey. Okay, we're not the spring chickens, honey. We're the summer chickens now, honey. You know, in the summertime, it's all about laying back on the sun, getting a tan, and this, that, and the other, playing in the water, you know, going to the beach, trying to travel a little bit, this, that, and the other. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. Being able to open every door of opportunity and then discovering if this one is for me or not, because oftentimes we don't look at opportunities. We keep saying opportunity only knocks once. No, that's a lie. Opportunity comes every day. There's an opportunity to do something that can change your trajectory. We just got to learn how to embrace it. Open the door. Find out if it's for you or not. Do your research and investigate. And I'm talking to myself because I've gotten out of doing a lot of research. I still research, but it used to be a point where, and that was because I was on the debate team. I was constantly in the library, and I was constantly looking up something and constantly challenging something and constantly this. And I've gotten away from that, and I need to return to it. I need to make that a part of my everyday life to where something I'm researching, I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? Trying to learn something, because it's about educating yourself. It's about being a sponge. It's about absorbing what you can, so that you can be the best. And anytime you think you ain't got nothing to learn, honey, then you might as well just give up the ghost, because that there means that nobody can tell you nothing. You can always learn. You can always learn. And that's what this is. Those of us who are over 40, over 50, or whatever, we've got to continue to embrace that. It doesn't mean that we're over the hill, and it doesn't mean that we got to start preparing for retirement so early, whatever. We've got to start looking at this to where, hell, I don't have to retire the way they say I need to. That means I got a career option. I got a career choice. I've changed careers. I'm out of that to get my pension or whatever. I want to do this because this is what makes me happy. We see our grandparents, we saw neighbors and carrying on when they retired or whatever. They always had to stay busy because they wanted to be active. Okay, they wanted to be active. They wanted to learn something. When you see seniors going back to school, when you see, yes, go. My mother did that. My mother went back to school and became a child educator. She got a degree in child education. Child education. She went to classes. She was a drug counselor at one point. Okay. And that's what made me go back to school, to get my first bachelor's, because I went back and finally got my bachelor's. I'm too intelligent not to have paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And to be credentialed, you know, because I had dropped out of school and whatever, and my family praised me and carried on because they knew I was always so smart and this, that, and the other. And I kind of let the family down when I dropped out of school because I got burnt out. But it did not stop me from educating myself, because I was always doing something. I was always learning new things. I tell you, the day should never go by when you go to sleep and say, I didn't learn anything. As a matter of fact, that's going to be an assignment. I think I'm going to do that, because this is February 2nd. I don't like dating these videos for when y'all go back and look at them in the archives or whatever. But it's February 2nd, 2024, right? This is day number what? 33? No. Yeah, day number 33 of year 2024. Okay. So for those of you who may be looking at this in the archives, child, yeah, that's where we are. And if it's way past 2024, honey, then you understand where we are in this particular time. Okay. But I'm going to challenge us to, in fact, I think I'm going to start. It's two things I want to start. I got one from my mentor, Elder Claude, and he put something up on his Facebook wall. And he was sharing a story and a memory of one of his ancestors. You know, and I said, oh, wait a minute, you know, that's something that we should do, and do an ancestral spotlight. And that there is, every day, or when it hits, do a spotlight on an ancestor who comes to you and what they have done for you, what they mean to you, how their presence on this world, or maybe you didn't meet them, how they have helped shape your life, how they have orchestrated you and to guide you along your journey. How is it that you're carrying the baton from them? What is it that they have done that has inspired you to do? Okay. That's one, the ancestral spotlight. And the second one is going to be, what did I learn today? And it doesn't have to be a whole drawn out thing, whatever. Sit down and tell yourself or write down something about what you learned today. Maybe you learned how to curl your hair differently. Maybe you learned that if I hold my hand a certain way, my penmanship looks better this way. Or maybe if I turn the paper this way or whatever. Or maybe I learned a new program on the computer. Maybe like I'm into AI. I'm trying to get to these little AI creations, little things. We make these little images and carrying on. So I learned how to create a different prompt, that make this better and this, that, and the other. Whatever you learn today, okay, maybe you learned, hell, my favorite program that I watched, the new season done started. Oh, I didn't know that, whatever it is, sit yourself down and say, I learned something new today. What did I learn today? Okay, and it should never be, I learned nothing. If you draw a blank, that means you're overlooking something. If you put down blank, I learned nothing today, nothing new, then that means you missed it. You missed the whole idea. You had 24 hours, honey, and you missed it. And that there becomes what a waste of time is. You didn't learn nothing new today. Not even a new route home. You didn't learn that this had a pothole. Okay. You didn't learn, okay, that the homeless children went over here and not over there. Something. You learned something new today. Okay. Whatever that is, write it down so that you can say and challenge yourself and learn how to get smart with it and learn how to expand yourself. That's what I'm going to charge everybody with. Ancestral spotlight. Focus on those who have walked this earth and have gone on before you. Okay? Those who have gone on before you, family members, friends, those who, some of your idols and carrying on, those who you admired. Okay, when you spotlight them, what did they do? What was it about their life that inspired you? And only do that when they come to you. When they're on your mind or whatever, and you want to call their names, or if you're doing a full ceremony when you're calling out the names. That's something that we do when we draw the ancestors to us, honey. We pour libations, honey, and that's just like you see in Cooley High. Pour this one for the homies who ain't here. Okay, we pour libations, okay, and calling out those names because you welcome your ancestors with me. I love what Dr. Maya Angelou says, when she goes on stage or whatever, she said, no, I'm not going out there by myself. She said, come on, mama, come on, grandmama. She said, I call all of my ancestors with me, and I bring all of them with me. So I'm there with 10,000 of all of my ancestors who were with, oh, God, ooh. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Wait a minute. That just enveloped me. Oh. 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 Oh, I just had a moment, child. Wait a minute. Oh, God. I felt that. Oh, hey, mama. Okay, mama. Oh, God. Oh, God. Whew. Oh, I just felt that. Oh, I just felt that. My God. Okay. Yeah. Let that empower you. Okay. So let me bask in that for a minute, because that one, I don't want to get too emotional on this camera, honey. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for coming on in here and dishing your tea with me, honey. Listen, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, my darlings, because the tea has been dished, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meats, honey. If you love me, like you say you do, honey, go on out and tell all of your family, your friends, honey, call the ancestors. Tell them to come on down here to like, subscribe, and to share, okay? But if you hate me, don't like something that I said, can't stand an old bitch or whatever, then you go tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, and to share. Whatever platform you're looking at me on, honey, whatever it is it Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform you're watching this on, honey. Yeah. Okay. Like, subscribe, and share this. Okay. And we're getting okay. What you said? I got cold chills. We just buried my uncle last weekend. Oh, baby. Oh, let me do this because I want to call out. Y'all know I'm a gay mother, right? So my very first child, my first gay boy, my gay son, Pete, he lost his dad. Okay. And they just buried him this past Monday. And I wasn't able to go to the funeral. And I'm still trying to get through it. They sent me the link. The church did a live stream on it. But I want to shout out Robert Zachary. And I was telling Pete today that he's like, how long we've been knowing each other? I said, child, we met each other in 1985, child. And he said, what? I said, yeah. I said, think about it. I said, how long mom and dad been married? He said, they've been married for 38 years. I said, how long they been together? He said, yeah. He said about 2 years before they got married. I said, exactly. So that's 40 years we've been knowing each other, child. 40. Okay. And he I just remember him working for DOT and carrying on, and you know, he was a man of valor and things of that nature. He loved Mama Cheryl, honey. He was crazy about Mama Cheryl, honey. There was nothing in heaven or hell that he would not do for that woman here. We've had some rough times, of course. You know, it was some rocky roads and a lot, but that's being human. But we overcame them, and they still welcome me into the family. As we welcome him, he welcomed me, you know. And I just want to call his name. His name is Robert Zachary. Yeah. Coincidentally, my uncle's name was Pete. How about that? Come on, Tracy. So you see the circle? That's the circle of life, honey. That's just the circle, okay? And that's how spirit moves. So let me let you guys go, honey. And please know that everything that we're doing over here at Dishing Tea with Big Meat, honey, which is soon, I want you guys to know, soon the radio station is coming, WTEA radio station, honey. We will be active very soon. We're in the process of getting that together. I'm announcing that now because we just got our call letters approved and all that. Yeah, so WTEA is coming, honey. Yes, God. And we're formatting everything and all of that. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. So, yeah, with that, I'm going to let you guys go. And we're going to call that grace. As y'all hear, I need some more water. My throat is giving out on me. So I'm not going to sing out like I usually do. But I'm going to encourage you, honey. Go ahead and make sure that you do what you need to do to learn something new every day. Challenge yourself. All these stories that we talked about today. Tracy, we went over Juanita Bynum, we went over Kimberly, we went over Jamal, Bryan, and some other things that, okay, when you go back and listen, let us not let those stories only be the narratives of us. You understand? We could rise above it. We could set standards, but make sure when you set your standards, that standard does not become synonymous to perfection. Set standards so that you know how to conduct yourself, how to carry yourself, how to rise above negative situations, to stay into a positive light, to stay into a positive energy, to stay in a humble space, okay, in a humble space, but yet a directive space. You know what I mean? So that you can move forward, that you can matriculate, that you can have what you say you want in this world, in this world, in this world, in this world. Okay? While you're here, we so busy trying to wait to get to heaven, honey, but y'all forget the prayer says, on earth as it is in heaven. On that note, my darling honey, I'll see you guys on the next time, okay? Until then, I said I wasn't going to sing, but it just hit me.